Welcome to week 25 of our 2023 overview Bible readings. We press on, and this week we're going to be in four different books. Let's start with First Kings, then we'll move to Second Chronicles, we'll head on down to Proverbs, and wrap it up with Ecclesiastes. First Kings, chapters 10 through 14. Man, this is really where it's starting to get exciting on the narrative. Chapters 10 and 11, we see some good and some very bad. Solomon's wisdom is on display yet again, but then also his folly, where he loved many foreign women. And the issue is that these women did not honor Yahweh. That's the real issue. It's not where they were from, but that they did not submit to the living God. And Solomon's heart was turned in those very wrong alliances. Solomon dies, and we read about that. And then we see in 931 BC, the kingdom is divided. Now, God had told him that that was going to happen, and here we see it coming to fruition. Chapters 12, 13, and 14, we have Israel, which is the northern kingdom now. Their capital city is Samaria. And then we're going to have the southern kingdom, which is known as Judah. Jerusalem is the capital, and that's where the temple is that Solomon has built. In these chapters, we're going to read about the two kings of the now divided kingdom. We've got Jeroboam to the north and Rehoboam to the south. Neither one are good kings. They're not godly kings at all. So we're going to be reading about this now, the divided kingdom. When you go to Second Chronicles, chapters 9 through 12, it's largely the same information. Still read it because we're reading through the entire Bible. But that's really going to be recapping what we read about in 1 Kings 10 through 14. Proverbs 27 to 31, more wisdom about the paths of those who are the wise, those who know the Lord, those who walk in the paths of righteousness, in contrast to the fool, the foolish, those who do not know the Lord. So that's going to be finishing up in Proverbs. And then finally, Ecclesiastes, all 12 chapters. This work is largely about consequences, even when we have what might initially be good pursuits, but then in those pursuits they become about us, not so much about the Lord. We don't seek to honor him, and we start to live as if we know the number of days we have. That's a lot of what Ecclesiastes is. It's a commentary on life. But sometimes people make the wrong conclusion that it's forbidding any pursuits. No, it's not forbidding any and all pursuits, but in whatever pursuits we have, we always must seek the Lord's honor. God, is this what you want for me? You do that, and you are going to live a life of godly wisdom, not vanity. But to live with little or no regard for the Lord and his plans, that is vanity. And Solomon will repeat that. It's vanity, vanity of vanities. But then he closes the book with a very encouraging but also challenging word. Chapter 12, verses 13 and 14. In essence, what he does is he says, when everything has been written, all that I've told you about, here's what it boils down to. Fear God and keep his commandments. So that's how I'm going to close this. We're almost halfway through the year, and I hope that it will be another good week of spending time with the Lord and his word. And remember, we're not just reading chapters to check off a list. We are reading the revelation that God has given us.